Watch Matt Mercer's final fantasy dream come true, a Magic the Gathering plagiarism scandal, and Candela hits record low viewer numbers.
It is a lot to process.
Welcome to Fantasy News Friday, our weekend news rundown. Today we're talking about a heartwarming Matt Mercer tale, Wizards of the Coast endorsing a Kickstarter, and Magic the Gathering in hot water over plagiarism. Again. Remember, if you like these kinds of videos, be sure to keep liking and subscribing so we can keep making. Now, on to the news.
Here we go.
Candela Obscura continues to experience low viewership, with the most recent episode averaging between 2,500 and 2,600 viewers on both Twitch and YouTube. It's pretty clear that the live viewership isn't as high as other Critical Role programming, although it's hard to say if this is because of the monthly release schedule, the 5-hour format, or because Eldritch Horror is just a more niche genre than fantasy within the whole actual play format. Now, Critical Role has canceled other shows with higher viewerships than Candela Obscura, although we'll note that the channel in general has had a drop in viewership post-COVID, and we don't have all of their metrics to really make a one-on-one comparison. There's clearly a lot to like about Candela Obscura, but with the series approaching its 1-year anniversary, it might be a good place to switch formats or shake things up somehow for now.
Who's up for changing things around here?
The Dungeon Dudes have a new Kickstarter for a new 5e supplement, adding 150 new monsters for their Drakkenheim campaign setting. Now, what's really interesting about this new Kickstarter is that Wizards of the Coast has endorsed the project, with D&D Beyond integration offered as one of the perks to the campaign. This marks the first time that Wizards has done something like this, and it also marks a major shift in how Wizards approaches third-party content. Not only are they partnering with third-party creators on select products, they are also now helping to promote third-party products from the outset and offering D&D Beyond integration basically at launch.
What a twist!
Matt Mercer got trolled by the Final Fantasy VII team during a recent video, In a recent video published by Square Enix, we got to see the actual moment that Mercer learned he was cast as Vincent Valentine. The voice directors played a prank on Mercer by having him come in to voice some background NPCs. They then showed him a glitch where a video played revealing that they had cast him as the iconic Final Fantasy character.
That's weird. Doing something weird here. Hold on.
And it led to this weird black screen display into text of, what if you were playing a different character?
What the hell is this?
And so they revealed to me in session that I was actually there to record Vincent instead of these background characters.
No. Are you f***ing serious?
Oh man, I'm not gonna lie. This means a lot to me.
And it kind of broke me in a beautiful way.
It's a really cute moment, especially given how much Mercer loves the Final Fantasy VII story.
I'm thankfully very familiar with Final Fantasy VII. I remember auditioning for it and wanting very, very badly to get this role. I had dreams back when I started out as a voice actor about one day having an opportunity to read for this game, if it ever came to pass. For the many years that everyone was waiting for the remake to possibly be a thing, I'd assumed it was gone. I assumed that it was just one of those that got away.
Are you crying? Am I crying? No, I'm not crying. You're crying.
A Magic the Gathering artist has been accused of plagiarizing artwork. Faye Dalton was accused of plagiarizing the cover of a Cyberpunk 2020 novel for the art piece for the Trouble in Pairs card that was part of the most recent Magic the Gathering release. The artist of that cover, Donato Giancola, accused Dalton of copying and pasting parts of the Cyberpunk artwork. Reddit users also discovered alleged copy and paste in the Trouble in Pairs art from 2 other pieces as well. Now, Wizards said they were looking into the situation. We'll note that similar problems like this have occurred in the past, and they've all resulted in Wizards terminating their contract with the artist who was accused of plagiarizing.
I know it looks really bad for me.
Embracer Group has no plans to sell Asmodee and considers the subsidiary to be one of their most important businesses. Embracer CEO Lars Wingefors said in a recent webcast that Asmodee is one of the absolute most important businesses we have within the group, and I'm very keen to support them. Many had wondered whether Embracer was looking to sell Asmodee due to Embracer's mass sell-off to correct its balance sheet earlier this year. However, Embracer seems to be happy with Asmodee's performance, with Wingefors specifically citing the release of Star Wars Unlimited, which was released by Asmodee subsidiary Fantasy Flight Games, as a recent company highlight. Now, as a side note, Asmodee did sell off one part of its business. The company sold off the retailer miniature market to 2 former employees.
Good for them! Good for them!
And finally, Paizo has a pair of big Pathfinder releases out this week. The first is the Monster Core, which is the reformatted bestiary published under its Orc license. This basically excises all of the D&D OGL content from the monster lore and rules. The other big release is the 200th installment of the Pathfinder Adventure Path series, which has been coming out monthly basically since like 2007 or 2008. Now, this one features a full campaign set in the iconic locale of Sandpoint, which of course was the setting of the very first Adventure Path over 15 years ago. No spoilers, but we will note that the Ghost of the Chopper makes an appearance and should definitely prove to my first table of players that Sheriff Hemlock wasn't the serial killer all along. Seriously, if you haven't gotten a chance to at least read Rise of the Rune Lords, do yourself a favor and read it. It's a part of tabletop history. Well, that's all the news that we have for you this week. Let us know what your favorite story was in the comments section below.